What if manifestation wasn't just a modern spiritual trend, but instead an ancient truth? What if the law of assumption had roots going back over 2,000 years to a forgotten philosopher who taught that mind is the source of all creation? Welcome back to the Dreamy Reality, and in today's video we're going to be exploring Anaxagoras, the first philosopher in Western thought to claim that Nous, or the mind, is the force that brings the universe into form. And if you've ever practiced the law of assumption, you'll be amazed by how his teachings align with conscious manifestation. This video is part 4 in my series of manifestation through time. If you're interested in seeing the other videos, I will leave a link to the playlist in the description below. So you're probably wondering, who was Anaxagoras? He was a philosopher who lived in the 5th century BCE during the Golden Age of Athens. Now, this was a time of great thinkers, but it was still a time that was filled with a lot of superstition and myth. This was a time when people still believed that gods controlled fate and nature. But Anaxagoras introduced something revolutionary. He said that in all things, there is a portion of everything, but it is mind that arranges and governs. Now, this wasn't just a poetic quote, it was actually paradigm shifting. He claimed that consciousness precedes material form, that mind isn't born from matter, but matter is shaped by mind. If this sounds familiar, it is essentially the foundation of the law of assumption. Anaxagoras introduced the term Nous, which means mind or intellect, but not in a human sense. Nous is the universal intelligence, the divine architect, the force that brings chaos into order. He said that everything in the universe existed as potential, just a mix of possibilities. But it was Nous that separated, organized, and manifested those potentials into the physical world. Now, this is exactly what you do when you practice the law of assumption. You start with the formless, which is the imagination. You separate your new identity from the old. You organize your thoughts into the state of the wish fulfilled. And through persistent assumption, your inner world becomes your outer world. Just like Nous brings form to potential, your assumptions bring reality to life. So as you know, the law of assumption says that your assumptions, which are your internal convictions, are what shape your reality. Not your wishes, not your hard work, but what you believe to be true even before it appears. And Anaxagoras would agree, because to him, everything is possible, but only mind can activate and direct that potential. And what's important to remember is that you are that mind. Your consciousness is a fragment of Nous, which is the universal intelligence. This means when you imagine yourself as a wealthy, loved, healed, or successful person and assume it is true, you're not fantasizing. You're acting as the same creative force that gave structure to the universe. You're not waiting for it to happen, you are declaring it into being. This is manifestation as a mental act of divine authorship. This is something that the ancient Greeks were already contemplating long before the word manifestation even existed. Now, Anaxagoras also believed that mind has the power to order reality, not just within the physical world, but within the individual. So if your inner world is chaotic, unclear, or reactive, your outer world reflects that disorder. But once you take hold of your internal state, which is your self-concept, your assumptions, and your dominant focus, you become Nous in action. You no longer react, you create. You become the source of order that you once searched for outside of yourself. The law of assumption teaches, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and reality will conform to that inner state. Anaxagoras would say, it is mind that sets all things in order. It is the same truth across millennia. Even quantum physics echoes this idea. The observer effect shows that observation, which is conscious attention, affects how particles behave. Now think about Anaxagoras again. He said, "Mind moves and arranges all things." Even without microscopes or quantum theory, he understood something we're only beginning to prove scientifically, that consciousness affects reality, and that our assumptions are not hidden in some private inner world, but instead they are instructions to the universe. This is why your state of consciousness matters more than any action. Your world is a reflection of the ideas you have accepted as real. So what does this mean for you as the conscious creator? It means you're not just a thinker, you are mind in motion. You are a living, breathing extension of Nous, capable of shaping matter through assumption. Anaxagoras gave us more than philosophy. He gave us a blueprint for reality creation. So the next time you affirm, "I am wealthy" or "I am loved," remember, you're not wishing, you're declaring order into chaos. You're commanding form into the formless. You're not becoming the creator, you already are. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more deep dives into the intersection of ancient philosophy and modern manifestation. There is still so much more to uncover, and I really enjoy doing this series on this channel, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it as well. Don't forget to like and hit the notification bell for more videos on manifestation, the law of assumption, and everything in between. And don't forget, in the words of Anaxagoras, it is mind that sets all things in order, and that mind is you. Bye for now.